Howdy and welcome to the Mighty Mo Chuck Channel. I be Chuck. So, the SEC is trying to say the government has the right to control the cryptocurrencies. Let me pull the articles up. Pull the articles up. U.S. tightens crackdown on crypto with lawsuits against Coinbase and Binance. I'll get it right eventually. And let me make a point. I'm using my computer's mic, and so it's going to pick up more noise, and the sound quality is not going to be as great as I would like. I think I did several tests, and it seems like it's passable. It's not as good as I would like, obviously, but it is what it is. Okay, anyway, back to the story. The top U.S. securities regulators sued cryptocurrency platform Coinbase on Tuesday, the second lawsuit in 2 days against a major crypto exchange, in a dramatic escalation of a crackdown on the industry, and one that could dramatically transform a market that has largely operated outside regulation. You know who is one of the biggest holders of cryptocurrency? One of the biggest holders of cryptocurrency. Now, the SEC is an arm of the government, right? Let me just say, what is the SEC? It's an arm of the government, right? Right. Is the SEC an arm of the government? Let me just look that up. Okay. Is the SEC a branch of the government? All right. The SEC is an independent federal agency established pursuant to the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. It's headed by a 5-member commission. The commissioners are appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. The president designates one of the commissioners as the chair. Is an independent federal agency really? That's what Google or wherever well, this comes from the SEC government website. They call themselves an independent agency. It's based on Securities Exchange Act of 1934. It's headed by a 5-member commission. The commissioners are appointed by the president, confirmed by the Senate, and yet they're an independent federal agency. Well, I guess a lot of the federal agencies call themselves independent, even though they're really not. Who enforces SEC regulations? The Division of Enforcement administers the Securities Exchange Commission Enforcement Program. The division is responsible for detecting and investigating a wide range of potential violations of the federal security laws and regulations. Okay, back to the question. Who owns? Let me pull it up. Make sure I'm right. Make sure I'm not right. Make sure I'm not just talking out of my behind. Let's see. Who owns the most cryptocurrency? Not talking about the crypto exchanges, but just. Okay, the largest holder of Bitcoin is believed to be Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous founder of Bitcoin. Nakamoto is estimated to own approximately 1 million Bitcoin, worth around $27.13 billion. Who owns the biggest Bitcoin wallet? Belongs to Binance. Okay. All right, I'm not getting a clear answer here. Okay, let me do it a different way. Let me do it a different way, baby. How much Bitcoin does the U.S. government own? Recent data from Glassnode shows that the U.S. owns a total of 205,514 Bitcoin at the moment. This is worth over $6 billion at the King Coin's current price. Okay, this was from April 28, 2023. Okay, so they actually own less than they used to own. They've been selling their Bitcoin off. Is the U.S. government the largest holder of Bitcoin? Okay, the government holds about 1% of Bitcoin. That's just Bitcoin, not the other cryptocurrencies. It says U.S. government becomes top holder of Bitcoin. You know, it's where they've been confiscating people's money and all that stuff. I guess. You know, there's lots of stories out there that the CIA is actually the one that actually started Bitcoin. So any Bitcoin that's actually held by some imaginary person or a group of imaginary people, pseudo people created by the CIA. So, you know, the U.S. government holds $5.66 billion, but who knows how much the CIA actually holds through their different operations, clandestine operations, fake businesses, fake people. So the government, U.S. government, could very easily be the largest holder of Bitcoin, not just from what is confiscated, but if in fact the CIA is if in fact it's a CIA operation. This is conspiracy theory, mind you. They definitely would control it. So here you have the SEC trying to control the exchanges, the Security and Exchange Commission trying to control the exchanges where ordinary people can trade the different cryptocurrencies. Courts, I don't think, have made a ruling that actually says the SEC actually has the power to do what it's doing. So the courts may eventually support what the Security Exchange Commission is doing, or the courts may say, no, you don't actually have this authority. It could go either way. It depends on what the powers that be wants. On the one hand, the government wants the CIA and others to have access to untraceable money for their clandestine operations. And like if another 2008 would happen, the government doesn't want organized crime storing a huge amount of money in warehouses that nobody can access. They want to get that money back out into the economy. And cryptocurrency, when it's allowed to operate in the shadows, when it's not overly regulated, when organized crime can actually use it, it actually helps the economy because it helps the organized crime to move their money. So on the one hand, you've got where obviously the government officially doesn't like organized crime. It wants to crack down on organized crime. It wants to stop organized crime, supposedly. And then on the other hand, they don't want organized crime warehousing so much money that they can't move because of Homeland Security. And Homeland Security did a tremendous amount of damage to the economy, continues to do a tremendous amount of damage to the economy, because an economy does not need to be overregulated. To some degree, every economy needs to have this Wild West element. You say, well, we don't want organized crime. Well, obviously, no. But it's there. They're doing stuff. They're earning money. They're making money. They can't let the government know about that money. They've got to hide that money. They've got to move that money. They've got to spend that money. They've got to invest in their future organized crime operations. So, on the one hand, the government doesn't want organized crime. Voters don't want organized crime. On the other hand, organized crime is a reality. They bring in a huge amount of money. They have power in the economy. And if the Homeland Security stops them from not being able to operate, they can shut the economy down. So you have the government has conflicting interests. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, okay, the government realizes it can't shut organized crime down. So then it goes into its next mode. Well, we need to control who has the most power. Who's the big going to be the big criminal there that we're basically going to look the other way and let them operate. And maybe they'll put so-and-so out of business, and they'll put so-and-so out of business, and they'll put so-and-so, they'll help us put these people out of business, so we'll let them operate. And then later, we may decide if they get too big and they become too disruptive and they become too hurtful, then we'll come down on them. We'll let them put these other people out of business first. So, but, okay, so you got the CIA and the FBI, and they're not altogether honest organizations. They have to play footsie with organized crime. And especially the FBI, they'll decide who they're going to crack down on and who they're not going to crack down on. Who they're basically going to give at least a temporary get out of jail free card, and who they're going to say, no, we're going to put you away, baby. Just go in and drop out soap in the shower and enjoy that. You know what? So. So back to the SEC. Okay, the two cases are different but overlap and point in the same direction. The SEC's increasingly aggressive campaign to bring cryptocurrencies under the jurisdiction of the federal securities laws, says Kevin O'Brien, a partner of Ford O'Brien Landy and a former federal prosecutor, adding, however, that the SEC has not previously taken on such major crypto players. If the SEC prevails in either case, the cryptocurrency industry will be transformed. Well, transformed or just basically turned into nothing, because the backbone of cryptocurrency is organized crime. If it can't be used by organized crime, if crypto can't be used by organized crime to keep the money out of their warehouses and to move money over the country or all around the world, if the CIA can't use crypto to move currency all over the world, if the U.S. government can't use crypto to do what it's doing, is there a point to having crypto? Does crypto even have a purpose? Well, it helps little Joe in the basement make money. Of course he's got a purpose. Little Joe, he's down there at his computer. He's got about 5 set up and trying to mine Bitcoin and other crypto. Crypto's important to little Joe. Well, the government doesn't necessarily like little Joe down there in the basement. The government wants little Joe to be out there working as a slave. We don't want anybody to be able to trade crypto unless they got a job. We want them working somewhere. You can't trade crypto unless you got a job. You can almost hear the Speaker of the House, McCarthy, whatever the hell his name is. I don't know what his name is. Who is the Speaker of the House? I don't keep up with politics like I used to. I really don't. I really don't. Okay, who is the Speaker of the House? I mean, it's one of those names for some reason I just forget. Because he's a forgettable person, really. Kevin McCarthy. I said MacArthur, didn't I? Oh, I don't even know what the hell I said. Anyway, Kevin McCarthy. He's a piece of shit. That's the current Republican Speaker of the House. He's almost as bad as Nancy Pelosi, if you can believe it. How in the hell the Republicans were able to come up with someone as bad as Nancy Pelosi? I guess at least he talks better, I guess. Oh, man. Anyway, no, I don't want to get on that subject. Okay, back to the article. In its complaint filed in Manhattan Federal Court, the SEC said Coinbase has since 2019, made billions of dollars by operating as a middleman on crypto transactions while evading disclosure. That's what it's all about, is disclosure. The SEC wants to know who's doing what. They want to be able to track the players. They want to be able to pick the winners and losers in the mainstream economy as well as the underground economy. That is not just organized crime they want to control who succeeds and fails, but in the mainstream economy they want to control who succeeds and fails, because money equals political power. Money equals political power. And who do they want to? And who's running the United States, both the corporate America and the government right now? It's largely the hedge funds, the money managers. They've allowed to basically take over the United States. And while the SEC is going after the little Joes, the little Joes, going after the little Joes in the basement, they're allowing Larry Fink to try to run America. Okay, let me see if there's any. I got a cat sitting up here and his tail keeps coming over the computer. All right, let me see. Is there any SEC action against the head of BlackRock? Is there any SEC action against BlackRock? Okay, the SEC charges a former BlackRock portfolio manager with a $250,000 fine. Slap on the wrist. He supposedly failed to disclose a conflict of interest. Okay, and that's former. That's not current. And then this what Google fills this up. In 2015, you have to go all the way back to 2015. BlackRock agreed to settle SEC charges. Well, this goes back to advisors failing to disclose something or the other, and pay a $12 million penalty. Now, that may be a little bit more than, but you're talking about BlackRock, so even that's probably just a slap on the wrist. Who controls BlackRock? See, Larry Fink. Larry Fink, I knew that. He founded in 1988. Is Larry Fink CIA? Let me see what Google says about that. Is Larry Fink CIA? Is Larry Fink CIA? I don't see any conspiracy, but Google is really hidden the conspiracy theory part of the internet. Assholes. I don't know. Who are the 7 owners of BlackRock? Larry Fink, Robert Capito, Susan Wagner, Barbara Novick, Ben Galoob, Hugh Fratner, Ralph Schlossstein, and Keith Anderson. Don't know whether they still own it or not. Is BlackRock owned by the Rockefellers? I'm pretty sure the answer to that is no. Well, BlackRock is owned by Rockefeller Capital Management LP for $76.56 million. That goes back to 2023. Oh, okay. They hold. That's a pitiful amount. Okay, so Rockefeller Capital Management owns a little bit of BlackRock. Not enough to really talk about. I was kind of my search kind of pulled up a. It doesn't mean they control it. They just own a bit of it. Why does Vanguard and BlackRock own everything? BlackRock and Vanguard do not own all the biggest corporations in the world. They invest trillions of dollars into leading companies on behalf of the clients who ultimately own the shares. But Larry Fink picks up the phone. He makes a call to the woman running General Motors, whoever runs Ford. He makes a call to Jeff Bezos. We don't want you running Amazon anymore. We want you to put this guy here over it because we like him, and he will really fuck Chuck over on the affiliate program part. But Chuck's got this old email address on it. He can no longer access. He's got a new email address on it, but we're gonna pretend like that's not important. That don't matter. We're gonna pretend that don't matter. We're gonna pretend that don't matter. And so when Chuck needs to change his banking information where he can actually get paid, he ain't gonna be able to change his banking information. And see, that's the way we want Amazon run. We want Amazon run by really insane people. So, and obviously you're not insane. You like pussy and dick too much. Well, I don't know about it. Sorry, Jeff Bezos. I may be putting things in your mouth that's not in your mouth. Wait, whatever. Now, the Amazon screwed me up as far as the affiliate program. And I've been promoting them since 2001. And I spent hours talking to the people, trying to get it straightened out. And I finally just threw up my hands. They're crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy. Amazon's affiliate program is run by crazy people. They don't have any sense of at all. A defunct email address is not security. All they had to do was just say, okay, you don't have to verify to get in to change your banking information. We will provide you an out. We know who you are. We know you're who you say you are. We know you've got this other email address on there. It's not like you're some nefarious person that doesn't shop with us, doesn't buy from us. It's not like we don't know who you are. So we're going to give, no, they wouldn't do that. Everything's dependent on that email address, which I cannot access, and therefore I cannot enter the verification code. I got the email address name. I got the password that still works, but I can't verify it. And Amazon will not let me change my banking information, so I can't get paid. So I've been pulling Amazon links. Yeah, don't buy through them. Don't go to my website and buy Amazon crap because I'm not going to get paid for it. I can no longer get paid. Now, the caveat is I can get paid for my ebooks. I was able to change my banking information for my ebooks because I didn't have that old outdated email address on that part of it. Thank God. Otherwise, I'd really be screwed. And Amazon, you know, they have to know at some point email addresses become defunct and give people, especially if a person's already put a new email address on the account, allow that new email address to become the primary email account. Anyway, Amazon isn't run by Jeff Bezos anymore. It's who runs Amazon now? I know he's Jewish. Doesn't matter. Look at my nose. I'm not bashing Jewish people. I'm not going down that road. They're good Jews, they're bad Jews, yeah. Just like everything. Everything's got a yin and yang. Everything's got a good, bad. Okay, who runs Amazon now? Okay, that's still this Jeff Bezos. No, he said he stepped down. Okay, the 4 key players who actually run Amazon. The 4 key players who actually run Amazon. Amazon is one of only 5 companies in the world worth more than $1 trillion with its business spanning retail, advertising, cloud computing, and transportation. Although most consumers associate the tech giant with its founder and longtime CEO Jeff Bezos, the company actually has 3 people with the title CEO overseeing different parts of the business. And all of them are fairly new in their positions. They're idiots, obviously. Okay. Okay, Andy Jassy, Jassy, the former head of AWS, stepped up to replace Bezos while Bezos retained his chairman role. Amazon hired back a former executive to fill Jassie's vacancy, and a year later, Amazon's retail division has a new leader. Here are the 4 people making important decisions at Amazon right now. Okay, Jeff Bezos, executive chair. And this is July 2021. Andy Jassy, he's the CEO and president. That's Jassy. No, I'm not pronouncing it right. Doug Harrington is the CEO of Worldwide Amazon Stores. I have no idea who would actually be over the affiliate program that fucked me over. And Adam Selipsky, he's the CEO of Amazon Web Services. Okay, let me see. Who controls Amazon's affiliate program? What part of Amazon? No, wait, that's poorly worded. Who controls Amazon's affiliate program? Yeah, then you ask that question, Google just puts all their bullshit at the top. Well, they told me that I only have, like, it's not like I've got a lot of money sitting in their affiliate program. I've never made much money with their affiliate program. But I've been promoting since 2001. I mean, I think my best year was, I'm not sure any payout has ever been over $100. I'm not sure whether I ever received a payment of more than $100. Usually the payments are like 11, 12, 20, maybe up to $70, $75. Most of the pay, I mean, I haven't been doing good. I've been hit by all kind of problems. Some of them are my own doing, some of them are not my own doing. But it wasn't so. It's not, not being able to change my information and actually promote Amazon anymore. It's not really a big deal because I've never made a huge amount of money with them. And the truth is, this problem could just be basically, God, the universe, the machine that we're in, however you want to phrase it. Basically saying, Chuck, you need real money right now, and you're wasting your time with Amazon. He's never going to allow you to make real money. You don't have the traffic level, at least right now, to make money. Even if you had huge traffic level, it's not going to convert that well at Amazon. Most people, they're not going to click those affiliate links. Most people are not going to try to reward you by buying through Amazon. A large part of the people that come to your websites and such, they don't even like Amazon. They may buy through Amazon, but it's not really by choice, but necessity because it's convenient, blah, 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 so on. But you're not going to make money. So the time that you're spending doing those Amazon affiliate links and all, you really need to be doing something else and try to earn real money because you got 5 horses to feed, baby, and you need to be making some real money. Your savings is going to go through the floor quick if you don't start getting your cash flow up. You got to get your cash flow up, Chuck. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it. And I did past videos on this topic, and I went into details about what happened and everything. But I'm still emotional, and I didn't like the way I sounded in the videos. And also, if you sound too needy, if you really sound needy, it's not going to help you. People don't like whiners, criers, needy people. Well, if you're female, you can get by with it, but if you're a dude, especially, people don't like that. I get it, Do you feel sorry for somebody that's in a situation, or do you just come to hate them? Because, except for the grace of God, you could be there. Yeah. And some people look at, well, except for the grace of God, I could be there. I need to help them. Or except for the grace of God, I could be there. Oh my God, I want to run toward the door. I want to get the far enough away from them. I don't want their jinx to become my jinx. So anyway, back to Bitcoin or the digital currency stuff. The SEC said Coinbase traded at least 13 crypto assets that are securities that should have been registered, including tokens such as Solana, Cardano, and Polygon. Why? Why should they be registered as securities? Why not let the digital marketplace remain the Wild West? Allow organized crime to use it to move money, because that's important for our economy. Part of our government knows that and understands that, and part of our government says, no, we want to control every freaking thing. We want the American people to be slaves. The big secret is the Civil War was not to free the slaves, but it was to make everybody slaves. We want slaves to wave that flag and praise their masters and bow down and kiss the boots of their masters. We don't want these slave rebellions. They don't help things. So we're going to have this big old civil war. We're going to convince everybody that slavery's come to an end. We may kill millions of Americans, but we don't like them anymore. We don't give a freak about them. Just kill them all. We can bring in more immigrants. We can bring in more people. We can replace every goddamn person in America with a new immigrant. We don't care about it. We don't care about people, really. We don't. Because our democracy's always been a joke. It's always been a fraud, going back to the old smoke-filled rooms in the political party establishment. There's always been money going under tables and into people's overcoats. Our government's always been a freaking joke, but we don't want the people to realize it. We got to convince them, oh my God, America the beautiful, America the land of the free. Anyway, we want to regulate everything. You can't have slaves if you don't control them. We don't want a slave revolt. We got to control these SOBs, and we got to do it both by force and by foolishness and by brainwashing, by propaganda. We got to make the slaves think they're free. Okay, I'm going to end this here. Hopefully, it's something I can actually post on YouTube and will not get dinged on YouTube. Much thanks for watching and listening. Hit that subscribe button. I don't have a way for you to contribute to me right now. If I get to doing these videos more often and they're of a quality I think that they deserve some rewards, I'll get a thing set up where you can send me money. I need the money. I got 5 horses to feed. Much thanks for watching and listening. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Go back to OBS and cut it off. Yeah, stop recording. It's dark. I got light over me. Why do I look so dark? Well, it's to cover your wrinkles, Chuck. It's actually this to your benefit.